What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Jared, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Essentially, what I'm doing is I am doing a Wonder Woman playthrough of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You may be wondering what that means. What that means is I am actually playing with the Wonder Woman armor for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I'm just gonna pull up the chat on my trusty phone here. Doing a Wonder Woman. So let us go and let's do this. All right. So basically, I'm just playing through the game, just like going through, enjoying it, and then seeing where the wind blows, if you will. Angling the camera properly. Okay, so let us get started. How are you all to this fine Thursday afternoon / evening? Is it evening at 5 o'clock? I thought it was 6. Whatever. I don't care. So to get you guys caught up on the story, we are trying to stop our twin brother who's in a bit of a cult. This is kind of like a Wonder Woman story. So, as we begin this playthrough, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share the stream to anyone that wants some high-quality comic book gaming content. So, we are beginning soon. Here we go. Is this a mod or DLC? No, it's just the base game, Dave. I'm essentially... So, you'll see in a second why I call it a Wonder Woman playthrough. It's because what I did is I took some time and grinded and got all of the Wonder... Because there's specific, like, Amazonian armor in this game that is very, very much heavily inspired by Wonder Woman for obvious reasons. So I figured I might as well just do this and play it like Wonder Woman. And the game is loading. So here we go. See, here's my character right here. See, she looks exactly like Wonder Woman. There you go. So let's see. Okay, so that's where I have to go. So here we go.
Here, friend. I saw you talking to my associate, Pericles.
Cameron says, doing good, looking at the sales for 2024 Ultimate Spider-Man, seeing how they are just dominating the canon comics, showing them more. Yep, yep, exactly. See, the thing is, that is literally the worst decision that Marvel could have done because it exposed how stupid they are. Because the minute you just and yes, Dave could pass for Xena the Warrior Princess. Thank you. That was kind of my point. But it's like when the minute you start showing people what we could have, then they start to say, "What? This is the same reason why Warner Brothers regretted releasing the Snyder Cut." And there's my Zack Snyder reference for the day.
And how do you want me to help?
Help Athens, not me.
And by Dave, I'm playing as a mercenary like Xena.
Create chaos among their ranks. Make them suffer as we do. Think about it. Will you take my commission and...
I have no problem.
Good. Kill their
I'll get it done.
Trust me.
Okay, so I'm going to skip this conversation. Let's open the quest log and see what I can do. Let's see. There is something here. What's this one? Isn't there a pit fighting part that I can go do? But let me open the map real quick. I'm trying to remember, because I know there's one area that had like gladiatorial fights that I can go do. Because that I definitely want to do. I think that'd be really fun. I guess I can check that later. Alright, so let's see. Quests. Let's see. Okay. Cameron says, seeing how MJ and the kids helping with the sewer so adorable, yeah, they're gonna make, that makes me think Marvel's gonna sabotage Ultimate Spider-Man soon. I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they try that. Let's go check on this guy. But honestly, at this point, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man. Because Marvel is known for taking good stuff and ruining it. Oh, snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? Because I believe snakes are an instant kill. At least they were when I killed them.
Blessed be the god that sent you here. I'd have been eaten alive if it weren't for you.
I don't think they'd eat you.
But they would have certainly killed me. So thank you.
I'm always happy to help someone in need.
The world could do with more like you. Especially now.
Pericles sent me. He was worried about you.
But anyway, so let me ask you
You
guys
often
this.
get
What are
tied
your
up and
all's
surrounded by
favorite
snakes?
Wonder Woman
How can you
stories?
joke about this?
For like
Thugs
comics,
broke into my
movies?
home, dragged
What
me
do y'all
here,
like?
Tied me up and
Let's
surrounded
go
me
on
with
theme with
these
this. So
hideous
Cameron says the
creatures.
fact
They
that
must be stopped.
Zebwell said Peter Parker is a
snakes?
character that
The
should never be
thugs?
happy, and the fact no one cares about Marvel said get out shows how much they care about him. Yep, exactly. There you go.
Where should I look?
I couldn't see their faces, but I recognized
I'll track them down.
tensions are hot.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go take out some attackers. The dudes that planted those snakes. Let's see. Dave says, imagine how much of a slap in the face to the fans it would be if they did their own version of One More Day in Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, if they do that.
Pericles is proud to talk about.
Oh my gosh, that would be the biggest, like, F you to fans. Oh my gosh. That would also be the stupidest thing they could possibly do to do that. Like, wow.
Snakes.
If they
Like the
pull
ones that were meant
that,
to kill Meteojos.
oh my gosh, that is going to be brutal and honestly stupid, but it is Marvel and they're known for making stupid
But
creative decisions, so
someone
there you
hit the
go.
body. Though I have a feeling this death was an accident.
So I'm going full Batman Arkham Knight right now.
It looks like the thugs who attacked Meteojos weren't the masterminds behind this plot. This must be the house of Meteojos' attackers. But the letter proves they're just tools in someone else's plan. Whose?
What the fuck are you doing sniffing around my house?
You attacked Meteojos. I found the
I
snakes,
can't think of
the
any good
letter
Wonder
from
Woman
your
stories,
friend, and the
Jared.
body.
I actually
All
get more
here.
into Wonder Woman because of you, Jared, in the Super Wonder
Alright,
podcast. Why, thank you.
We all
Why,
know
thank you.
risks.
That's what Britt and I are
Change
here
will happen
for.
without a bit of blood
Atchison
being
says,
spilled.
my favorite Wonder Woman story run is between Perez and Azarello. That's
I
an
know someone gave you
interesting,
those snakes.
like,
They
pick.
used you to do
For
their
me,
dirty work.
it's
I want to
Perez,
know.
Jimenez.
He's a real
I like a
hero of
little
Athens.
bit of
No
Simone.
puppet of Pericles is going
And
to stop him.
to a degree, I like certain parts of
Don't be someone's
Azarello. The problem
Tell
with the
me what the
Azarello
snake
run
dealer is.
is he
Alright.
basically made it
He's
like
got
it
a
was
camp
separate
just
from the
outside the
overall
walls.
DC universe.
Sells
And the
snakes
problem
from
with
there.
that is it like
It's not too late to make
is
a difference,
when you
but we have to work
separate,
together.
you miss on a lot of good
Maybe
plot
you're right.
points. Like
You didn't
Superman
have to show
dating
us
Wonder
yours.
Woman. I would have liked
But
her to
where
bring
do
him
we
to the
start?
island.
Start here. This district is your home. Ignore the politicians and concentrate on where you can make change.
Thank you. We will try.
I need to rid Athens of this
Alright, so
snake
now
salad.
I gotta go take out a snake charmer. Almost like a snake oil salesman. I remember when I first played this game, this was like the hardest fight that I had to do. But luckily, I'm much higher level than I was back then, so this should work out pretty well for me. So let me first take out his guard snakes. Yes, the man has guard snakes. Who's here? Who's here?
Hello there.
Hey, Teladia, what's up?
I'm good, man.
I am currently engaged in combat with what was on my first playthrough the hardest boss battle in the game.
You'll feel the sting of my venom.
Let me try. Oops, I gotta heal. I gotta heal. Okay, good, I healed.
Give me a second.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll end you, Mistios.
I got killed. No! Wonder Woman died! So this is gonna be that type of boss battle. Oh no. Watch this entire stream be that.
Yeah,
Iron Prod
the
says
failure.
League of One, Spirit of Truth, Down to Earth, Savage Moon, Power Couple, George Perez. Nice, those are good options. Dave says, I know you hate Wonder Bat, but how do you feel about a storyline with Alfred hooking up with Wonder Woman's mom? Dave. Dave.
I need to rid Athens of this snake salad.
I'm pretty sure you know how I feel about that. Yeah.
There we go.
Alright, so let me try this again.
I had your tab open, so I had to make sure the audio was coming through. So, what have I missed?
Nothing, just trying to fight the snake oil salesman.
Thank you, my friend.
Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. How do I beat him? I have a laser guided arrow. Oh god, I missed. Let me see. Oh, I suck at this.
Quit hitting the meat
Alright, I go
and the
to
tree.
You'll feel the sting of my venom.
You're bad at aiming, I'm just saying.
Stop it!
I'll end you, Mistios.
Atchison says give Alfred and Hippolyta their own house.
Oh gosh, that would be hilarious. This is Sparta!
You can't stop me.
Eat it!
You got lucky there.
Yeah! Eat it, a-hole! Why am I carrying a... Ah, drop it. Alright, let's go. Finally beat this guy. So now let's return to Metiochos. But anyway, so Teladia, how are you?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I've just been sleeping for the last couple of hours.
I see. Did you see that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to be free on Amazon?
Yeah, I heard that Amazon Prime Gaming.
Mm-hmm. There we go. We're in the enthralls now.
Cameron says, how do you feel about Diana being in World War II, or would you like it to be Hippolyta instead?
I would I don't like Hippolyta being Wonder Woman before Diana, I gotta be honest. And I also don't like Diana being in World War II. I prefer her to be in the modern time as her first like exposure to man's world. Have they done good stories like that? Yeah, well, 100%. But do I prefer it one way? I prefer her be showing up in the modern day.
They won't be bothering you again.
I'm glad no blood was shed. But how do you know they won't return?
I made it very clear that doing anything stupid would make me angry.
Well, that must have been a terrifying experience for them. Thank you for your help, Misthios. I'll be sure to mention this to Pericles.
Alright, next quest.
How was that interview, by the way, that you did?
Did pretty well. We hung out for a bit and did some fun stuff. So let's see, what's the next one? Let's go to Escape from Athens.
Nice, nice.
So currently, for those that don't know, we are doing one of those. You have to earn respect of a particular character by doing side quests.
One of those ones.
So Dave says, so what's going on with Absolute Batman? Why is his logo just a rectangle with spikes? Is that it's actually Bane? It might as well be actually Bane because Batman is like abnormally jacked, but it's like, yeah, that logo is not a bat in any way. It's literally just, he is Rectangle Man. That's what Batman is.
Rectangle.
Although I will say, Kelly Thompson on Wonder Woman is not that bad of a pick for a Wonder Woman writer. The part that concerns me is the Superman part where they go, oh, he's gonna be more alien than human.
Stop. I can't let you go any further.
Yeah, I was gonna bring.
Stand aside.
Gonna
this
make
is important.
Superman alien, more alien than human.
Well, it doesn't mean that like you can't explore his more human side later.
Everyone.
Depends how much you...
Here, take it.
I wonder what the costume's gonna be like.
I was going to say this.
For Superman, I'd imagine. I wonder if they're gonna go trunks or no trunks.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
There's any number of ways they can go with it. It just depends on like again how different they want it to be. Because if it's relatively the same, why change it? Why do I keep? Do I do this? I'm trying to see. How did I do this last time? Ah, here we go. Tevia's here. Tevia says, speaking of news, that reminds me, did we get a writer for Absolute? Yeah, we did get a writer. I mean, it's...
Relax.
I'm interested, but it's not Flash is not really my guy of the books that I'm gonna pick up. Like I can tell you right now, the books that I'm gonna pick up for Absolute are gonna be the Trinity.
He sent me to get you.
So he knows.
That's gonna be about it.
The people
Tevia says that's for
Well,
Superman. I don't like the
isn't the
idea of him
trial
being
that
more
he's
alien
saving
than
from.
human because that sounds
These
like
are instructions.
I don't
boring
know
and
who
not
to track.
interesting.
Well, Tevia, they've done the same story over and over and over again. So in a way, this will be a new idea.
Yes, of course.
Dave says they're gonna surprise
Alright,
us all
we
and
need to
put
go.
absolute
South of
Superman in the
Athens.
thong.
Any
Dave.
clues he has of
My
the cultist's
gosh, Dave.
identity?
No, Dave,
Yes,
no,
yes,
don't,
I got.
don't,
Don't
give me,
manifest
Then,
it.
well, you sn-
I understand.
Don't give us
Didn't
that
really
idea
think I'd
because
let
I've
you
seen the
come and
idea
go as
before
you-
in a thong, and then the thong song will come on.
So let's see. How do I kill these guys?
Silly girl says she's all for Superman in a thong.
Of course.
Of course, you are, silly girl. Actively says having a bunch of Marvel writers working on DC characters is another red flag.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys were very competent with Marvel characters. So, and plus, it's not like Callie. I believe a few of these people have written for DC before, so they understand the distinction. So, like, before you guys raise the alarm bells, let's give it a shot. At least there's no Tom King.
Yeah. Atkinson says we already have Superman in a thong. He's called John Carter.
That's true, actually. Or Conan.
And yeah, and Tevia's been saying, personally for me, Wally West Flash is my guy in this universe, so I'm gonna check him out. But I'm interested in his origin being not being connected to Barry Allen, which is for either way.
Now,
Also,
Tevia,
we
how
did
do you
see-
know? How do you know that when they're talking about Wally, that they were talking about Wally West is going to be the Flash in this universe? It could be that Barry's the Flash, but they're also going to do the Wally origin. At least that's what I got.
Tevia says also we did see Superman in a thong before in World War Saga recently. That's not a thong, Tevia.
It's no. That is very much not a thong. A loincloth is not a thong.
Should be careful.
Oops, I just ran into a restricted area by accident.
This guy. Atkinson said, Dave says, are they doing Absolute Green Lantern? I'm curious to see.
They probably
Okay.
are. I'd imagine each of the Justice Leaguers are gonna get their own absolute book.
And Atkinson says, DC should have made the New 52 the Absolute Universe.
I know! But again, DC is allergic to good ideas.
It could, Tevia says, it could be worse. We could have had Ryan, no, not that dude in the Absolute Universe.
Well, he's never gonna be allowed to touch DC, considering that nothing he did was well received. Or, actually, nothing he did was actually, like, what's the word? And nothing he did, like, sold. So why would they give him a space? Just waiting for these guys to go away.
Hide behind the ship. Hide behind the ship.
I'm hiding here, it's fine. So now I need to... How do I wait? I need to figure out how did I do the... because I can only approach this area at night, so I gotta figure out how do I... like, camp out.
So the Epic Game Store gets Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. After all. In my opinion, they should just cancel all the DLC.
Well, they again, all they gotta do, they need to bring the Justice League back. Once that happens, then they can definitely, like, kill it. Then they probably honestly will kill it, honestly.
She won't get away from us. Let's go. I hear you, sir.
So apparently James Gunn revealed official logo for Superman.
It's the same logo, he just uploaded a more high-res version of it.
Yeah, the official high-res version of it. Yeah.
And like at this point, I'll believe this movie's coming is gonna be good when I actually see it or a trailer.
Dave says, I don't know why they keep hiring Tom King either. Tavia's saying Cassandra does look like Wonder Woman with the headpiece, which looks cool. I agree they should just pull the plug with Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League. That's what Tavia's being said.
I see if I can lose these guys, and then I can just back to the fast travel. So it's only affects the camps. Oh, there you go. I have to be on the ground in order to meditate. All right, here we go.
I thought this week was going to be an Arkham week, but
No, last week was.
Oh, okay.
What's the best game? Arkham Asylum or Arkham City?
City.
Ooh,
Hands
City.
down.
Definitely City.
City, hands down.
And then Atchison brings up, why do I get the feeling that the Superman movie is going to be full-on cringe Joss Whedon type of humor? Because that's all James Gunn is capable of.
So you did.
Dave says, I wonder if Suicide Squad will get the offline mode before they shut it down. Maybe.
No,
Wasting time will
no,
only get
that's
us
not
into
going to
trouble.
happen now. That's off
Let's
the
head to
table.
Serifos while
I'll
we
tell you
still
that right
can.
now. The offline mode will be off the table because if they put the offline mode in, there's zero chance of people playing that game. Nobody's going to really touch the game because of how much of a bad impact it has. Tevia's saying, also side note, DC should take a serious note, take a break from Suicide Squad content for a very long time and focus on other characters that are
Yeah,
not part
but
of
James
the
Gunn is in charge of DC. That's likely not going to happen.
Cameron Bailey says they should pull the plug on Suicide Squad entirely. It doesn't show them that they cannot have their Guardians of the Galaxy nothing yet.
Yeah, they're really not going to be able to have that, honestly, because the and by the way, their closest shot to get Guardians was when they literally had James Gunn direct Suicide Squad, and that movie flopped hard. So the way I see it is that DC does not need nor really want. DC fans don't want a Guardians of the Galaxy.
No. Atkinson says DC keeps trying to make the Suicide Squad a thing. They never will be a thing. Brand Destroyer is saying Christopher Reeve Superman is on steroids with goofiness is going to be Gunn Superman.
Yeah.
There will be more battles like that. Nothing like
We'll have to wait and see on Gunn Superman. Obviously, I'm not going to be like to directly judge until I see the trailer. If it blows my socks off, it blows my socks off. It will be the first one to say that. But if it doesn't blow my socks off, I'm not going to go see it.
Do what?
Fill the silence.
At the
Oh,
theater.
I wasn't trying to.
So Tevia's saying, so basically we're screwed and we're going to be stuck with the Suicide Squad. No more content.
Yeah, because James Gunn runs it, and he loves the obscure characters, and that's the IP it's built for him. They should have just not hired him, but then let him do all the obscure characters.
Dave says that David Ayer movie made Suicide Squad a thing in the mainstream, but they screwed it up after that.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, and I gotta say, I enjoy Studio Squad a lot more than James Gunn's movie. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that.
The problem is, guys, Warner Brothers are incapable of listening to the audience.
Nope.
They're incapable of listening to what the audience wants or needs. So that's why they struggle financially to get in the market and also to try and get an audience to come to watch these films and games and play their games and stuff whatnot.
It's good to see you alive
Cameron
and
says, how do you all
wealthy,
feel that
Diaz?"
DC
And you,
making
Felix.
Waller a
As you
big
can see,
threat
I didn't get
that
here
can
alone.
combine the league?
Yes.
Do you all
the
love,
kind and
hate, or
thoughtful hero
indifferent?
you mentioned in your letter.
Indifferent, leaning on hate
I'm
because
glad I
I'm
could
just
get him out
like.
alive.
And
I
for that
don't
heroism, I
because
found
it's
some
like it's
information
been
on the
done
memories
before,
of
and
Diaz's
they're
development.
trying to make Amanda
Hopefully we can
Waller
make something of this
DC again. They're trying to
I
turn
can.
DC into Marvel. They want to
Please
have their
give
own
Pericles
Nick
my
Fury,
thanks
but they don't
and my
realize
farewell. And
you
be
you
careful.
can't copy Marvel.
I
There's a
still believe
reason
many
why
in
it's never
Athens
been
are
this
in
way,
danger.
and honestly, it's making me hate Waller as a character. That's the way it's
Te-
going.
Tevia saying, which confuses me because aren't we technically getting a Teen Titans live action movie as well, which I'm hoping is
Don't
good,
believe you're gonna
but
get all that stuff, Tevia.
but my expectations aren't really high for the live action Teen Titans. Atkinson says, I hate Amanda Waller. I'm really sick of them pushing her as well.
And Dave, yes, I saw Amanda Waller dancing in that stupid Suicide Squad
Anime.
intro. What's up, Brown?
God.
Brown says the thing is that trailer is often fraudulent. It leads to be most times stitch together the best scenes from the movie. So even if they say the trailer is good, it's not a sign the movie is good. That is true because the Flash trailer looked amazing.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what DC has to do now is they have to pull their fans and say to the fans, the audience, oh, we can get you guys a top-notch Superman movie, right? And they have to blow our socks off in the trailer.
And they won't do
Right.
that because DC is run by a bunch of egotistical nut jobs.
Of course. But this is James Gunn. You gotta remember that James Gunn will try everything and anything in his power to try and get a lot of Marvel fans to come and watch a DC film.
Which is not going to happen. Your boy has inside information that it's like that it's like Gunn. The reason why Gunn is like pulling back on a lot of Reevesverse stuff and refuses to do the Snyderverse stuff, even though it would be a layup for him, is because he doesn't want it overshadowing his stuff.
This is why this is why James Gunn is gonna struggle with the mainstream. I think he's gonna struggle with the mainstream audience.
In terms of DC, the mainstream audience has been very clear they don't like his stuff. Even Peacemaker, like when they try to tell you it broke records for Max, that's because Max was. By the way, how did that dog get up there?
I have no idea.
But anyway, they always bring up about how Peacemaker broke all these streaming records. It's because the streaming service was new and there weren't a lot of records to break. So there you go. When you look at its actual streaming numbers, it was piss poor. And plus, then you get to like Creature Commandos is coming out, and it's like it's a hard R DC show. Gunn works well with hard R stuff, I'll give him that. But the problem is, the general audience, I think, is getting really tired of the hard R stuff with like The Boys. So I agree with Teladia. I think Gunn is gonna like encounter a lot of trouble with this DC universe. And yeah, if Superman doesn't do well or bombs, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden you start hearing a lot of Gunn's projects get canceled. Or or they say we're not going to renew your contract.
Yeah, definitely. Cameron Bailey says, here's something that always confused me. They clearly want to push towards a younger audience. Why aren't they pushing the Titans, the literal team that made up of teenagers and their struggles?
You must be the one Pericles sent.
Well, because
He said there was an ostracism.
partly
but
because the
didn't tell me what
Titans
I'm
still
here to
have
do.
not
Of course
achieved
he
that
did.
mainstream
for.
like hit. I mean, the show helped, but that show was not made for
What's my role in
like
this?
teenagers
Teenagers.
for
They've both
kids.
already been
The
cast.
Titan show was
Don't
definitely
know.
not for kids.
Take the
Yes, for
Ostraki this
adults,
bag
yeah.
and exchange
And
it
Atchison
Dave
says,
said-
I don't think we'll ever see a Superman film
want me
past
to
the billion.
rig the ostracism?
Maybe you could, but it would have to be a
And he has his
perfect
reasons, I'm
superhero
sure.
movie.
Bring me the bag you
You would
took
have
from
to
the
be
room
a
and I'll take care of the rest.
perfect.
No one will see me go
Dave
in or out.
says, at this point, I'm guessing Gunn's Superman will do less than 500 million at the box office. It'll be a considerable disappointment. Yeah, let me put it this way. That movie has to do at least more than Man of Steel. So that's about 650, I believe. So it has to do around that in order to be considered as a success. Because if it's not, can you imagine if Man of Steel grosses more than Gunn's Superman? Then I think it's pretty clear which direction the audience wants.
If Gun Superman does not make more than, let's say, 500, right? Because I would say, by the way, it's on a budget of 300. So if it doesn't make any more than that, then yeah, you can classify this as a failure.
Yeah,
Or-
exactly. Because again, when it comes to movie budgets, I'm going to remind everyone about that. The way it works is you take the production budget and double it. The reason why you double it is because for marketing. And you know they're going to market the crap out of this movie because of the launch of their DCU. So if that doesn't do well, if they can't make the money back, if they lose money on a Superman movie, that is going to look very bad on Gunn. And I cannot, if that happens, if it's that much of a disaster like it could be, there is no universe where Zaslav keeps Gunn around. Absolutely none. And if Gunn leaves, then the entire DCU is out.
And which leaves them to doing single, solo films only.
Solo films most likely. Or what they'll also could do is then they could conceivably do other stuff that people have been asking for. But I'm not saying that if this movie fails, we'll get the Snyderverse back. However, I will say, some commentators have said this could make Warner Brothers look differently at the DCEU, because the whole reason why they did the reboot was they didn't think the DCU was popular and that this new direction was going to be more profitable. If Gunn's Superman is not more profitable than Henry Cavill, they could be like, why did we get rid of Cavill?
Yeah, they could have done easily. A storyline they could have done for Henry Cavill's Superman?
Brainiac.
Not only Brainiac, you could have done a
Should let
Kingdom Come
Pericles contact
storyline.
now.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. If Gunn had done one Kingdom Come movie to wrap up the universe, I would have been happy. I would have been satisfied. Because it's like, yeah, it's not Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2, but at the very least, you went to the effort to conclude the story. I would have taken that. Plus, you would have seen Henry Cavill making out with Gal Gadot, and we all want to see that. But it's like, at least you would have conclude the universe. Then you tell me for a reboot, oh, we're bringing back John Cena and all these other characters that are associated with the DCU. So it's not a reboot. It's just you want to do your own stuff. Yeah, that works.
Atchison says, I don't see Supergirl film making the profit either.
No.
Supergirl's an...
Again, this is the other problem with Gunn. He's making too many movies that are based on, like,
Dump them in a well.
D-list IPs.
Like
And the
official
thing
Sarah.
is like, and you can't expect anything more, anything different from Gunn. And what's going to happen is that if look at it this way, obviously if Superman fails, you're going to see Supergirl get rid of. You're going to see Swamp Thing. They'll redo all of these as solo movies, like we said. Maybe they'll also do Snyderverse on Netflix or like on someone else. Actually, at this point, if the DCU fails, I could see Warner Brothers divesting themselves of the DC brand in general.
But once you do, it will be more difficult
that
for me now that
divesting mean?
Anaxagora...
Yeah. It means like saying, nope, we're done. It means that I could see WB selling off DC wholesale,
Oh, okay.
like to another place, or
My name is Cassandra.
they could even like restore its independence or sell it to Netflix. There's any number of ways they could do with that.
You want to know me?
Knowledge is the one.
And
Yeah.
Tabby brings up a great point. Like, I still don't know why why did we get a Harley Quinn show, but not a Wonder Woman animated show? Because guess what? Warner Brothers doesn't like Wonder Woman. I'm convinced at this point they hate the character. Utterly convinced. When they adapt her, they butcher her, or when and they claim she's a priority, but they do not treat her like a priority.
You are clearly
And this
someone
is
who
why
would
what
do
we're going to talk
whatever
about
you feel is
on
necessary.
ETC.
Perhaps for
Yeah.
your
Why
or maybe
Warner
to
Brothers
further a personal goal.
literally
describes a lot
treats
of
the
people.
character
I suppose I'm curious
bad
why you did it.
across all
How
media,
could I not
whether
be
it's
when you're the
movies,
reason my friend is
whether
being
it's
forced to
TV
leave
show,
the
whether it's
only
animation,
home he's
whether it's
ever
video
known?
games, they treat her really bad.
Yeah, and what's interesting
I did
is
what I
when
was
I
asked
talked
to
to
do.
Sam about the
your
Wonder
news
Woman
are
animated
related
movies he
those of the
worked
man
on,
you helped
he
ostracize.
said the issue they ran into is that Wonder Woman does not have a lot of iconic storylines or villains. We obviously know more than that, and obviously Sam self-admitted said his comic book knowledge is limited. He didn't read a lot of the modern stuff, so I don't hold this against Sam at all. What I'm saying is that that's what people think of Wonder Woman, that she doesn't have iconic villains. She does. She doesn't have iconic stories. She does.
About Anaxagoras, about
Atchison says, hot take. I wouldn't want them to
Here I
make a
am.
Wonder Woman animated
You're late.
series.
They're
I don't
all
trust
waiting.
anyone
Yes,
to do it.
when people say I want a Wonder Woman animated series, it would be by the same people that brought us Justice League, and we saw how stupid that Wonder Woman was. Do you really want that? Or they'd make it like a comedy like Harley Quinn. I do not trust DC with Wonder Woman at this point.
That's everything but a
Tevye says, which is sad because Wonder Woman deserves something over nothing.
Oh, she's a fantastic character. She's my second favorite DC character.
Dave says, Guardians of the Galaxy films did well because their roots rode off the MCU wave.
Exactly.
The height of popularity. Volume 3 actually made less than Volume 2 because the MCU was a losing popularity.
Yeah, exactly. So, the way I see it, I don't think the general audience is as, like, on with James Gunn as the fans think he is. And it's like, let me put it this way. I showed my mom the Superman costume and the Clark Kent costume. She was like, why does he... She actually called him a chia pet because of the hair. And my mom literally was like, why is he wearing the underwear again?
Yeah. Brown Destroyer says 4 things that could happen. 1, WB is sold. 2, DC IP is sold. 3, DC IP could be a long break. 4, Warner Brothers focus on Batman or solo movies, not cinematic universes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually, Dave, you bring up a good point, Brown. I'm gonna address those ones one at a time. So WB is sold. So if WB is sold, I think it's very likely that they don't renew the contract unless Superman makes like crazy amounts, because as we saw when WB was bought by Discovery, when you buy a company, you replace all of the management with your own people. So when you do that, so that would lead to, and particularly if Gunn's movie doesn't perform well, they're gonna go, why are you leading DC if you haven't given us one smash hit since you? Because when you actually look at the numbers, all of Gunn's DC properties have flopped. All of them.
Cassandra, it's you.
That's the thing. He should not be leading DC. He can still be doing creative stuff, absolutely, but he should not be the one to determine the path of DC.
Okay. Almost.
But in terms of number 2, hang on, let me see.
DCIP.
Yeah.
DCIP is sold.
DCIP is sold. Yeah, again, same result as I can't see if Superman flops. Let me put it this way: if Superman flops, regardless of sale, Gunn is not going to be in charge. And then for WB only focused on Batman solo movies, yeah, that's the other thing that I think would work. And Atchison says, I know WB that doesn't have an iconic story which is known outside the comic sphere like Batman and Superman. True. People outside of comics know about Nightfall or the Death of Superman. Also because Nightfall was adapted into a movie.
You can't.
And then Dave says, I can't believe they gave Clark the Zoomer meme hair. What were they thinking? They're trying to make him like very like
different.
Yeah, exactly. And Cameron Bailey. Oh, I know that channel you're referring to. Okay, Cameron says I'm currently watching this channel, M Enterprise. Okay, where where YouTube is going over the problems of DC has with characters, and everything he says is on point, especially the Suicide Squad video that just came out. Yeah, exactly.
I'll get changed.
Yep. Leave your weapons in the corner, and I'll come back when you're
But
done.
I'll say this, guys, right? If somehow James Gunn pulls a rabbit out of the hat,
if he can do it, I will do a stream. If Superman comes out and it is one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, I will do a stream and tell you that.
This is the
yeah,
easiest way.
same. I will do a stream and I will literally say, James Gunn pulled a rabbit out of the hat and he became a magician. And I'll leave my shoe on stream as well.
Let me ask you this, Teladia. When you eat your stream, will you eat it with pancakes?
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
Nick and I are never gonna let that go, my brother.
Letting me know when I'm not welcome.
Well, I'm never gonna let you
Relieved to
stuff
see
back
your
on
friendly face.
you stopped your car, turned over.
Have you driven the Batmobile in Arkham Knight?
Is no king. He needs these guests
Sorry?
to love
Have you driven the Batmobile in Arkham Knight? It's really hard. And then Brown says, why can't Clark have the power to look slightly different from Superman by shape-shifting over slightly? Or just not make him look like a dweeb. The minute, again, and Britt and I said this many times on the Super Wonder show, the minute we started hearing Gunn refer to Superman as a big galoot, that's when we started to be very concerned. And you know what? So far our concerns are warranted.
They may not look it, but this group holds the way to the future on the tip.
I'll say this though, when it comes down to Warner Brothers, they're incapable of actually listening to the audience.
Nope, they're not, because it's ego. Everyone thinks that they have the best direction.
And this is why, like I said this right now, it's like, I've been saying it for years, like, oh, Warner Brothers should be making a Superman game, and they haven't done that yet.
And everyone wants a Superman game. That's the thing. Everyone wants it.
Everyone wants a Superman game more over than a another Batman game, because they know that people want something different. And you know, even the Wonder Woman game, right? The Wonder Woman game, we should have had something for that by now. But nothing.
We should have had a trailer at the very least. That is very concerning that the only trailer we got was the like announcement trailer, and even with that, because I'm very concerned that they're exploring tanking that game because we know next to nothing about it.
Yeah, it's like, why hasn't Warner Brothers come out and made a statement saying, look, hey, guys, we know you've heard your voice about the Wonder Woman game.
Where is Pericles?
Trust me when we say this, we will have something for you. Summer Game Fest or Gamescom, or, you know, something along the lines of that. Tease the fans at least, but they're not doing that.
Dave says, I don't want James Gunn's DC films to fail, but it doesn't look good. The style and tone looks very much like the Suicide Squad so far, and that flopped hard with general audience. That was known as starting a $100 million loser club. And before anyone tells you that was COVID, remember, like, movies like Fast and the Furious came out, and they performed like ridiculously well. So if you're trying to tell me it was because of COVID, I'm sorry, you are delusional.
And by the way, not to blame David Cornsweet at all.
No. My issues with that movie has nothing to do with Cornsweet himself.
This party could...
If I could suggest...
Thank you, Iron.
Just before people say, oh, well, you're hating on David Cornsweet.
No, I'm not. I'm really, I'm hating on the script, on the story decisions, and the suit. It has nothing to do with the actor. Anyone that spends time spreading hate to the actor, I'm sorry, no, that is not good. Yeah, Top Gun also Top Gun did a ridiculous amount of money.
Top Gun did a lot of money.
I really made a fool of
and here's another thing too, guys, right? If I was at Warner Brothers right now, I'd be looking at the people they fired. Look, for the people who did the Batgirl film,
You could talk to
made a lot of
FPs.
money for doing Bad Boys.
No, you
I don't see those directors working with WB again.
They're not gonna work with WB again.
Yeah, because after what happened with Batgirl, do you really think they're gonna trust
She sounds
WB?
more Argive than Athena.
No, they're not. They're not. They're not.
And by the way,
It's
speaking
like-
on that, it's like, remember
Alright.
what when Gunn liked that Instagram
Nothing else
post
this
of like
party
saying
could
the
use now?
Batman should be the DCU Batman?
Right wine for this
If he,
task.
by the way,
The kitchen
Teladia,
should have what
congratulations on being a member
Let
for
me
10
know
months.
whenever it
But with
unseen.
if he does that, if he tries to say that now
I'll get the wine.
Pattinson is the Batman of the DCU, Matt Reeves will walk. And can you imagine what a blow to Gunn that is going to be with the fans if Reeves walks away and does not do another Batman movie, and he walks away because supposedly everyone's lining out the door to work with James Gunn. Really? Because I don't see it.
And you know what? Another thing too is how are they gonna bring crypto into this film? That's another thing.
I don't
too.
think they're gonna bring in crypto because it's again they're gonna bring in too much stuff that's not going to translate well. The minute they tease that they're gonna bring in Chip the Green Lantern Squirrel, I was like, oh god.
You're like monkeys.
Well, it's like a lot of characters don't translate well to movies, no matter who's behind them.
So, what do they call you?
Brown Destroyer says, hot take, I didn't like David Cornsweet being in the Pearl movie. I never imagined that he would be chosen to play Superman. I thought that David Cornsweet would be good for rom-com.
For a playwright, you're not good.
I haven't seen him in anything, so I'm gonna wait until I see a trailer and all that stuff.
I mean, he's gonna be in Twister, so that'll be a really good movie to watch. The remake, that is.
Yeah.
The remake of Twister.
Well, if you brought
Cameron's asking opinions on the Kryptonians being conquerors.
It's xenophobic because it's right there with John Byrne's lame brain like idea to make the Kryptonians just something that's not to be like to be
I've come to get your finest wine.
nothing to be like appreciated because John Byrne hated being an immigrant. And he's been very open about this. And he's been very insulting to immigrants. So, at this point, whenever My Adventures with Superman was talked about, like, the John Byrne run, I was like, oh, God, that is stupid.
It's come back.
Oh, wait until you hear what the last episode is.
honest,
Because next week is the last episode, isn't it?
ready for another.
This is the best.
You know what?
I brought
The
my
title I can reveal is called My Adventures with Supergirl.
Hippocrates in Argos.
Yes, that's the title for the last episode of season 2.
Oh, boy. That's just great. It's like at this point, can I get something good for Superman? Because so far the anime shows at least we're getting one more season of Superman and Lois. That's gonna be some good Superman content at least.
First, if you see
Even with that, Gunn canceled it because he didn't want it to compete. And before you say that was a WB decision, supposedly Gunn has total control over DC. So if he didn't cancel it, I guess he doesn't have as much control as people thought he did.
The thing is, right, Superman and Lois comes out October 17th, and you bet that myself and Jared are going to be reacting to that. And
Yes.
we're going to have tears. We're going to have tears every episode because it gets closer and closer to the finale.
And should we make another bet about if there's going to be action?
No.
Oh,
no.
someone doesn't. Now, Teladia, here's the thing. The last time we made a bet led to eventually Snyder fans read comics, so
I know.
it
but
could
I
turn
learned my
out pretty
lesson.
well for you.
sounds like we can.
I mean,
Not
I mean,
I come
true, but still, I learned my lesson.
All business.
folk.
Fled Sparta.
All
You know
right.
what I mean.
We'll see. I think I'll be able to
Let's pretend she
get
did.
you to have a bet.
If she were stupid,
As it says, the last good Superman series was S-Tas.
Facts.
Facts. Cameron says, at first, I liked it, but then I was like, no, wait, this is horrible. Yeah, exactly.
The smartest
And Brown
most
says, guys,
resourceful
didn't you see a
women I've
recent
ever
set
met
photo where
have been in
Gunn with the
Golden
golden
Field.
retriever with Superman costume? I think that was just a fan's dog, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the wrong breed to be Crypto, because Crypto's a very specific dog breed.
I even said that, I said to this to Max last night. You're reaching. You're reaching.
Yeah, because that is not Crypto. If he does that, because supposedly Gunn is going for comic accuracy, which so far he has failed miserably on all of those counts, particularly with the Green Lantern suit. So if he's going for comic accuracy and he casts that dog as Crypto, then I'm going to be really pissed.
Yeah, so like he made a stream saying Crypto looks cheap and cheesy. That's what Max made. I'm like, Max, that's not Crypto. That's what's it called?
That's a fan's dog. But
that's a fan's dog. Yeah, I literally explained that to him.
Cameron says, how has WB not learned that you can handle multiple shows? Do they hate money that much? Yeah, exactly. I think the audience are a bunch of idiots that can't tell that like David Cornsweat is a different Superman than Tyler frickin' Hoechlin. I'm like, well, no, he's a different character, guys!
You see, guys, they should have used the Tyler Hoechlin suit and modified it.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. With the whole, it's going to compete and overshadow. Who cares? You still get the money. That's why I also say if Gunn was going to lead the DCU, he shouldn't still be allowed to direct films. It should be you lead the studio from a creative decision, say go in this direction for the story. That's it. Because that's a conflict of interest as far as I'm concerned.
You know, I would love to do a debate with a Gunn fan, and I would like to, obviously, a civil debate.
It's going to be impossible with those people. When you have people like Neb on Twitter who has like, he's called out toxic Snyder fans before, but even he said that Gunn fans would make me miss Snyder. But anyway, Brown Destroyer brings up a good point. Zack Snyder is the most comic accurate director ever. I agree. Because he got the overall spirit of the characters and he treated them with respect and like they were gods.
And fighting in battle are different things.
Yeah. Chevy said, I don't understand why DC canceled my favorite show, Superman and Lois. Keep my favorite Superman, like, come on, there's one show that should have survived, that should be the show. Yeah, that logic made no sense because you could have kept all three Superman intact without canceling one show for a movie.
Exactly. But again, no one said WB was smart!
WB is incapable of actually listening to the audience.
Exactly.
Because Superman and Lois...
Brown Destroyer! People are making fun of Gunn saying now Air Bud is Crypto. That's great. What a cheap-ass movie.
No, I'm going to say this right now. I think what Warner Brothers needs to do is look at the big picture here and be like, okay, you know what? We need to make a lot of money.
Pericles has retired to the balcony already, has he?
You know,
his ability to sneak off I can go get him.
And we've got to start investing in shows that make sense, like Superman
that make money. Superman and Lois had a solid fan base.
Yeah. And it was the highest rated CW show.
Yeah. So, and you cancel it. I'm like, I'm sorry, that is 100% stupid.
You could have put it on Max easily, on HBO Max, and saved it.
That's kind of what they did.
I'm sure he did, my dear friend.
What they did is they gave it CW, and the new owners were like, no, we don't want any DC content on the platform.
Now do me a favor and get Pericles to come down here.
Or give it to Netflix or Amazon. They would take it easy.
Yeah, well, we all know that Netflix would love some DC content. The very fact that it's being talked about that they could be releasing the Snyder Cut in theaters is telling.
You know what's so funny is the fact that every article I've come across is saying the same thing.
Yeah, Because methinks that they're doing as a test. Okay, so the highest, so one of the most like highly rated DCEU movies was the Snyder Cut. If we release a 4-hour movie and it does pretty well, I think at that point they see it as a success and starts to reevaluate. Okay, because honestly at this point, it doesn't matter what Gunn said. Zaslav can say, if you still want to have a job, if you still want to run DC, you're gonna authorize this.
Aspasia told me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this out there right now. I'm gonna say to you guys this. That I'm sorry. I think WB really missed the mark when it came down to the Snyder Cut.
Yep.
They could have doubled the amount of money. They could have finished the Snyderverse, so to say, right, in theaters, right, and then they could have called it quits.
Yeah, because when you look at that time period, here's what you had, Teladia. You had overwhelming positivity surrounding the DCEU for the first time in years, for the first time in its existence. And you said, no, we're not going to continue that. Look, we have The Flash and Blue Beetle. And everyone's like, no, we want more Zack Snyder.
Jared, you know what they could have done? Could have done 2 Snyder Cut films, right? Then afterwards do the Flash film.
Yeah, they literally could have done that.
There is a woman
and it could have saved face easily.
Yeah, easily. It would have been the easiest thing to fix.
Whatever happened on Kefalonia.
One of the easiest things they could have fixed was making Zack do the 2 films, then have the Flash film, and it would have made sense. That, okay, so Zack has done his 2 films. I know a lot of people want the Ben Affleck Batman film.
You could do that in comics.
You could do that in comics or animation. That you could get away with that. Same with the Man of Steel film. You could do that in an animation form and get away with it. Right?
I'll see you soon, Phoebe.
In the Camus style, just imagine the Camus style.
Yes.
That would be really cool.
That'd be a good art
style. And then you do the Flash film, and basically the Flash film is what we got, and that would have made sense.
Yeah, because when you look at the Flash film, it even canonizes the Snyder Cut.
So it would have made loads of sense to do Man of Steel. Sorry, you got Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, Aircut, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder Justice League Part 1, 2, and 3, then do the Flash film and then end it there.
Because here's the other thing that's very interesting when you look at this. It's like actually, I lost my train of thought on that. Now I had an old man moment. Ah, jeez.
Tevia says that that Flash film crashed and burned.
Yeah, we know that. We know that, Tevia. You don't have to say that every time we talk about the Flash.
We're just talking about the fact that Warner Brothers could have had the option where you could have had Zack Snyder's Justice League Parts 2 and 3 and then do the Flash film.
Yep, and guess and now I remember what I want to say. I saw so many people when Gunn was announced saying, "Oh, if they concluded the universe, I would have been more likely to give this universe a chance." Because it would have been like, okay, they gave us some conclusion to the story, and then we're done. Then we can move on to the next universe. Okay, fine. I'm cool with that.
You know what? I've got a fearful factor of the Superman movie having.
Yeah?
It's going to have the whole Bryan Singer situation.
What do you mean?
Marvel director directing a DC film.
And it flops? Yeah. Because, by the way, Superman Returns is what happens when you cater too hard to the Reeve crowd. Look what happened.
And it's not the actor's fault.
No. It's definitely not the actor's fault, because when he came back to the CW, everyone loved it.
Yeah, so it's literally, hey, you gotta see this, they gotta really listen to the audience. Listen to your audience. Your audience wants the Snyderverse, right? The audience wants to see the ending of a complete your story. Right? It doesn't matter what you do it as, but complete it, finish it. If you don't finish it, a lot of people are going to question your authority on your films and your leadership.
You're gonna. The honest is because here's the thing. I have no guarantee that they'll even finish the gun story.
I have no idea. I don't think. I have no.
I have zero confidence. But Tevye says, speaking of DC, that reminds me. Any opinion on the anime movie Jam D. Mateus confirming he's keeping that movie with the source material? Apologize. Well, here's the thing. He says that, but really, that's just for like, that's just for fan points because really, there's a lot of stuff in that book that's not going to translate to movies very well. Like the squid part, that's not going to translate well. So saying that, oh, we're going to keep it accurate to the movie, and I'm like, A, you're making an irrelevant project because we already had Watchmen and it was fine. And then you just are all of a sudden like, no, we're going to keep it accurate. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it, dude.
You know, I was going to bring this up, right? Imagine Justice League 2 and 3, you could have had Sasha Kaya's Supergirl.
Yeah.
You know, it would have made.
You could have had Blue freaking Beetle.
You could have had Blue Beetle in that storyline. You could have had.
Because I guarantee you, Zack is that much of a nice guy where he would have used the characters are existed. You could have had Black Adam.
Black Adam, yeah, definitely Black Adam, The Rock, for sure.
He must be running the whole
But The Rock is now a Disney guy.
Now, what they could have done, here's an idea where where they can get away with doing, where they can get around doing the evil Superman trope. Make Black Adam the one that Darkseid mind controls.
Yes, I like that.
Because that way you don't have to do the Superman being evil. You can even have Black Adam kill Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put this out there, right?
Mercy.
I think I'm all for like hopeful Superman, right? Like how Henry Cavill wanted to have a hopeful story.
Yeah, he wanted to build to it.
He wants to build for it, right? So I'm all for that. But the way I see it is, there's no way you could do a Man of Steel 2 film with his scheduling. There's no way of you doing that. So what you could do is do an animation film close enough to the source material,
or do a comic.
I'm looking for
or do a comic, and you would have saved face, and people would eat it up regardless.
And then what you could have done is that if the comic sold well, you could then approach the film side and say, "We don't care, make it happen."
Now that is something I can.
Pretty much. But they're not going to listen to that. All they care about is... They're losing stock, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, this is probably their last thing. Because can you imagine what the stock is going to do if this movie flops?
Oh, I already know what the stock is going to be like. $3, maybe... No, $1. I'm going to put it out there. $1 for the WBD.
Oh, geez, that's going to be bad. And yeah, if that happens again...
I'll buy the stock.
Well, here's the thing. If the stock crashes after Superman, assuming Superman flops, if the stock crashes, then honestly, then I could see like the studio, the shareholders getting upset because they're like, you brought him in telling us he was on a mission from God, that he was going to fix everything, and his movie just flopped.
You are a great pirate.
Yeah.
This is probably the last chance. Yeah, exactly. Dave says Reynolds' Green Lantern film wasn't bad, but it just wasn't as great as it needed to be. Yeah, exactly. The Rock wanted to give the people what they want, unlike Gunn, who wants the people what he wants. Yeah, exactly. He fought so hard for Henry Cavill to come back as Superman, and he delivered.
The Rock literally delivered on the word that he said at Comic-Con. Superman, Henry Cavill is the Superman of this generation.
He is this generation's Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
You saw we live reacted to Henry Cavill announcing he was back as Superman, and even remember the public reaction to Cavill coming back and getting another movie.
Oh, I made a video about that.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
The
God.
fan base was like super like, oh my gosh, yeah. So the way I could have seen it is that yeah, Gunn came in and probably wanted to do his own stuff, but the minute you came in here and saw the positive reaction to Henry Cavill announcing he's coming back as Superman, you should have gone. Okay, you know what? I'll do my thing as an Elseworlds, or like we'll continue this universe as an Elseworlds so that we can give the fans what they want. Because you had people saying, "Oh my gosh, this is great! We're getting everyone back." Oh no.
Yeah, it's like I think I would have had The Rock on board for the WBD board of directors than James Gunn, in my opinion. At least he would oversee things and give us quality over quantity.
Yeah, because honestly, rewatching Black Adam, it's actually a pretty awesome movie.
Think about it. The costumes were really
Costumes were god tier. When you compare the costumes that we got from that were in Black Adam to the costumes from Superman, it's almost embarrassing at the downgrade.
You know what? We should do like a topic of discussion.
That's an under 2K. That's a Comics League Dark topic right there, my good friend.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, I think that's a good place to live. So Brown says Rock is way better for the DCIP than Gunn can ever be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And his Black Adam thing actually did pretty decently. But anyway, so I think that's a good place to leave it. Thank you guys for watching. We have to go record Under Two Capes, but hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to share this stream. So Teladia, let the kind people at home know what you got coming on your channel.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on Twitter at Teladia Plays _ and you want to check me out on YouTube at Teladia Plays. As I got coming up is my adventure with Superman on Sunday. And next week, is it next week? No, I think in 2 weeks' time we're going to be doing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Marvel Rivals, hopefully. So that's what's coming up. Yeah, so for us, Under Two Capes tomorrow is going to be talking about, we're going to be posing the question, why doesn't Wonder Woman sell? Kind of like we did last week with Superman, because that did really well. And then this week, Britt, Jid, and I are going to be discussing the damage the DCAU did to Superman and Wonder Woman. And we are doing a member stream tonight. I'm thinking at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Actually, you know what? So 6:30. No, we'll still do 8. It'll be so we're gonna be doing a members panel where any of the members can hop on and talk about and discuss the topics with us. And at any level of membership you can join, you just gotta become a member. That's it. So, on that note, stay heroic. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lame. She belonged to General Zod. Zois and Maxabat for